It's a great idea. It's important. I think what you're facing is that's
So, hi everyone. Today we are going to talk with Lynn Chittick about getting Pakistanis job in the United States and other places, and what are the obstacles in placing them. I mean, we are offering them dirt cheap. Still, we can't really find work for them. So, what to do? So, hi Lynn.
hi everybody. Welcome. Hi Rayhan.
So, you have had some experience in working with guys in Pakistan.
I have.
What's the problem?
We've gone through a number of teams of technology. I think one of the big things is Urdu and language barrier. I've come to conclusion that language barrier is huge. People want to work, but they don't know how the language is. And we've had some really funny things happen. So I think what happens is this relationship builds. And of course, we're facing the time change. So, I don't want them to work at night if they don't have to, because I think night is really hard for people to work. So setting up schedules. So Adam got involved with working with one of my VAs because he was talented, he was strong, and he had been with me for long enough to say, why don't you share him? Because Adam was looking for a VA. Okay. So he tried with him and worked with him, and he said he doesn't show up. And I'm like, well, you got to work with him and talk to him and have, communication. And Adam's like, I try, but he's not. But it took almost a year. We've been with him almost a year. And he's finally pretty steady with us. He knows how to clock in now. Adam's got it down to like getting him to clock in so that he knows what they're actually doing. Because we tried to build a trust value system for them to build their own work, So we're giving a really good opportunity for Pakistan Friends to get 70% of every work that they do, and 15% goes back to paying the team, the closer team, and then 15% goes to the nonprofit of Torch. So that's kind of what we've set up.
How many VAs do you have?
Pardon?
How many VAs do you have right now?
I don't have a VA right now. We have 3 tech people, and one hasn't been working very well because the internet.
On salary or on work basis?
Work base. Yeah, we're paid. Yeah.
Okay.
But we're doing salary. We're doing salary. We've paid salary to 2, and one is, Adam's going down to hourly because of the positioning. I think when you're looking at salary, you have to clock the hours a little bit. And, I didn't want to be a babysitter. I was not going to be a babysitter. So when I saw your video, what I said, I have a really good group of women entrepreneurs, like huge group of women, probably, I have access probably to over 20,000 business women through my groups. Okay. And I'm thinking, why don't we create this so it's a powerful place to be able to help each? But I think there has to be incentives for people to want to work. They think we have money here in America, and really, the costs and the differences. We have jobs, but we don't have the, our cost is so much higher than Pakistan living. So then you've got to look at all of it.
So, but $110 or $100 a month, which I'm charging you per skill. So, for example, you come to me and say, I want a person who can just do my Facebook, nothing else.
Right.
And I'm willing to pay $100 a month. Is that too much to ask?
No, I don't think so. I think that's good. But what does that mean? Do the Facebook. So
the thing is that I have been doing this for many, many years.
That's
I
right.
have hired thousands of people. And it's not, I mean, these guys are not Americans. They then went to an American school. They don't have the same value system. They take time to adapt. They have never been outside the country. So we have Iftkhar with us. He lives in your area.
Hi.
And I know him. And he came 10 years ago in the US, but once you go through the US system, it changes you, it teaches you the value. You have to unlearn your Pakistani values, and then you have to adapt to the new value systems of this country, I mean, your country. So, but the people which we are hiring for you, or which I'm trying to get jobs right now, is they have never left the country. They have no idea how it looks like, how it works, the value systems are. They really don't have a clue most of the time. Even if they
Mhm.
have relatives overseas, they really don't have a clue of the reality. And you have to experience these things. Iftikhar, if you're busy, you can leave us. It's just a call about getting jobs to people, which we have created a platform for people to get jobs in the US and elsewhere for Pakistanis. And we're just offering them. I think I made a mistake for $100 a month. It should have been at least $200 a month.
Yeah, at
But
least.
I really
That's where the mistake was for me. I was like, I don't want to hire somebody for 100 because they can't really survive well in Pakistan for that.
They can, but it's too low.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot of things in the last 1 month. It gave me a lot of experiences, but I think we have 7,500 people willing to work, and out of that, 1,000 people will be definitely willing to work. When you pay something like $100 a month, the commitment level from their side goes a little low, and they're amateurs, so it becomes a problem to handle them. So what we decided to do was plug in a babysitter, as you were calling, so that if you have a problem, we have a person who manages them, and then they can kind of take care of them, teach them stuff which um, they don't have a clue with. So, for example, if Lynn Chittick says, "I want a person," or your 20,000 woman says, "I want different things done." So, for example, somebody wants to get a website done, somebody wants their Facebook posts done, somebody wants to have somebody monitor their dog over the internet, somebody wants someone who can help them do Zoom conference calls. So what we're doing is we're trying to create a training system on the side so we can create dozens and hundreds of people who you're looking for, but we only give you one, but we prepare dozens of people because they're sitting idle doing nothing right now, and I want them to learn something and grow themselves. I mean, it's my intention is to get them to $500, but when I offer them 500, they're not worth 500. They can't do anything worth $500 in this country. I mean, in the US, yes, but here not. But then they still require a babysitter. Everybody requires a babysitter in this country, so we have to remember that we grew up with our babysitters called our moms and sisters and brothers. We're not independent people, so we are totally interdependent culture, and because of that culture, it's very different for you guys to even handle these people because here what the father thinks matter, what the mother thinks matter, what the mother orders matter. If you were a Pakistani and Adam was a Pakistani, and if I asked, can Adam come online, he would be live right now with us because you call him, come online. Rehan's asking. It's not the same country, right? So there is cultural training on both sides required, and I think it takes time to learn a culture. It's not something you just learn. There's a lot of habits involved in it, and there's a lot of work to be done on that. So I think Fiverr took a few years to pick up. I think I will take some time to pick up, and I was hoping I could place a lot of people very quickly, but I didn't. I don't think I managed to do it. If
Yeah.
I see your mouth moving, but I don't hear anything. Oh, he left.
I think he said he had no voice. He wasn't sure why, so maybe he'll be back.
Yeah.
What I experienced, Rayhan, is what you're sharing. Torch Tech is doing. So we have a vision of 100,000 Pakistani. This is one of our team members' vision. Put 100,000 Pakistan youth into Torch Tech, and so that's kind of our mission. Hi, Iftar, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Hello?
So Yeah. So what do you want to do?
So our goal was 100,000. One of our team members that wants Pakistan to grow wants to train 100,000. So then I started looking at, okay, my guys are not showing up. They're not working when I want them to. They're not clocking in now that Adam's got the new system and says, okay, they're going to have to clock in, Mom. And I'm like, okay, whatever, you manage it, it's fine. But it's a very simple system. You clock in, you get paid, and instead of a salary, because we tried salary for over 6 months, right? So now, now we're at the new system of saying, okay, let's do incentives instead. So where Fiverr pays very little.
So
And
you have to use salary plus incentive. You cannot not have salary in our country because it's a cultural shift. People don't understand what hourly wage is. People they just don't understand what does that mean. I can work for an hour. I mean, it doesn't work that way.
yeah,
And you can't teach it overnight. It takes ages to learn.
can you hear us?
Hello, sorry, I was not hearing you guys, so I just disconnect and come and
Okay.
just
Can
connect
you
back
hear us
again.
now?
Yes, perfectly all
Excellent.
right.
Excellent.
We have,
Introduce
we're
yourself,
just,
because I don't know you, and I'd like to know you since you
we're
live here.
just
This is great.
we're just doing a call discussion with Lynn, and I'm trying to see get some feedback on our $100 intern project to see what we need to do about it and how can we get some jobs placed. Okay, please. Are you there?
Hello?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, Iftikhar bhai, let's talk another time.
I'm sorry, something wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So I think training is key. And one of the VAs here is a really cool lady. She's on one of my coaching calls. And I said to her, I said, there might be an opportunity for you to train other VAs. Because when you put it out there, I said, okay, there has to be some sort of system in place to be able to help oversee, because I don't want to bring people in I had compassion because I've been in Pakistan and you know how much I love Pakistan. So I don't have any judgments about them showing up or not showing, because the culture I'm getting to know better, right? After 3 years. So, but
yeah, but the thing is that somebody who wants to hire a VA who has never hired a VA, the problem is that they have never hired a VA, and then they've never hired a Pakistani VA. So they need to learn how to work with a VA. They need to learn how to give tasks to them. They need, like, my aunt has hired a VA for the last 2 weeks or almost 3 weeks now, and she doesn't give him any work. He just sits there, and I keep asking, why don't you give her some work? Even if he's slow, it doesn't matter. He's doing nothing. If you don't give him nothing, he will end up doing nothing. You will not be able to get anything done even once a week from him. So it's a very complicated, weird situation on how do you get productivity out of this whole system. And there's a lot of tweaking I mean, there's training on both sides needed. So when I started this, the first day I asked um, someone who I have given a VA for 2 years now, and I asked her that, can you make a course for us where we give it to Americans, and she's an American, that you can before Lynn Chittick can hire a person from us, she has to go through this course, and it's a free course.
got it.
And but she didn't make it. She got sick or something, and she refused. So now I am going to probably have to make a course that if you want to hire a VA from us, this is a course you have to do, and if you do this course, then you will understand what the cultural differences are. Why are we so cheap? Why are we offering? What are we exactly offering? What can you get done? What can you not get done? And I have to make a lot of notes because I have no clue of all the nuances. There are lots of nuances to solve this. Another friend of mine who I helped hire one girl now. Last time I heard from her, has 60 people in Pakistan working for her. So I have to probably put an interview with her and have her make a course or make a course on her input.
That would be
But
great. That would be great. And I can put some input there too. I'm willing. Yeah.
yeah, but do you understand that, I mean, do you have, I was thinking, what I was thinking was that you guys can maybe help us place some people for a couple of $100 a month and you make a cut on it. So we'll give you a guy or a girl for $200-300, and then you can sell them for $500-600 a month. And you tell us, so you make 100% margin, not 10% margin, and then you can use that margin for torch or whatever you want to use. And uh, one of the things is, if it's $100 you're paying, you don't really want to hire somebody that low because you're thinking, I'm not going to get good quality of work done. Whereas what I'm proposing is, I'm proposing a VA with a nanny on top of them, where they train them, they kick their butt, they make sure they're showing up, and they're there to listen to you. And they're more expensive, they're more trained, so that these less trained people can be dealt with by them when people don't work, or like a manager sort of thing. God, I sound like a slave merchant right now.
Yeah, I think that's where I cross over a little bit, Rehan. I've when I started working with teams, we've had two oppositions. We've had one where they said they were website developers. They put together a website, but it was so shoddy that Adam's like, first we waited for over 4 weeks for them to even show up. They showed up, and then the website was shoddy. So Adam had to work with them one-on-one every single moment for 3 days to get it even running. And then I still gave him a second chance on my website, and he didn't show up. And he came back. So
listen, so a VA is not supposed to be there to make a website for you.
Right.
You need to understand what a VA can do and what a VA cannot do.
Okay.
If he was smart enough that to go and make a website, he wouldn't be working for us for even $200 a month. He will go and open his shop and do it on Fiverr or Upwork or somewhere, and we want those people to work. But these are the people who don't have the guts and balls to go out and do their job, and they want a fixed salary end of the month so their wives can pay their bills, or their mothers can pay their bills, or if they're students. So when I said to you, what I think is that a person hiring should hire for one. I get calls from someone, all my friends, like, okay, I want a VA who can do my website, do my Facebook, do my this, do my that, do my that. I say, whoa. It doesn't work that way. You're talking about, you're saying that I want a guy who can run my company, take care of stuff at my home, run my factory, do this. I mean, it doesn't work for $100 a month. If this guy, you need like $1 million a year or something. It doesn't work. You break it down, what you want to get done, into 5 different tasks or 3 different tasks, and find a person per task. So you need to figure out, I need someone who can do step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, like literally a stepwise guide. Show up in the morning, 7 o'clock, and say, hello, ma'am, I'm here. How are you doing? How can I help you? And then you have to tell them, go to my Facebook, read my Facebook messages, and if anything is there, send me a message explaining, copy and paste it for me. Don't think. There is no machine. There is no, the frontal cortex, just no need. So just like a process. I mean, you're hiring people who don't have the ability, or who have been trained to be like this. These are and this is not Pakistan. This is everywhere on the planet.
Oh, I know.
Most people are trained to follow instructions. If you don't give them instruction, they feel lost.
Yeah.
So I think that this is where, we need to somehow, just like in Fiverr, it's broken down into small little tasks. So you have to figure out that, you don't want to go to Fiverr, but you want a fixed salary person to do this a month for you.
I know. But I can ask one of mine, even today, can call me by 8 o'clock in the morning. I need to talk at 8 o'clock because I have an appointment by 9. they won't show up. They won't do
So
it. I have to hunt them down.
to me, that is a skill. In my entire company, there are
Yeah.
only 2 people who will do that
Yeah,
out of how many.
I know.
So it's a small company, right? So out of that, like it's 10% people who will definitely, if they say 9 o'clock, they will call you at 9 o'clock. But that is punctuality is a skill in this
Yeah.
country.
Hmm.
So to them, 9 o'clock means 9:30. It
Yeah.
doesn't. They don't get it. So um, what I'm suggesting is that you tell us. I need to figure out how to do this. I mean, I need to ask employers to tell me what exactly do they need, and then we figure it out who to hire for them, what to hire for them, and we give them a proposal. This is what we will hire for you. This is what we don't have. This is what we have. We will train them and give them to you. Something of that sort sounds like it doesn't sound like something you can scale, but it's something to start with.
I think if you did it on an hourly basis and you just say, we're just going to work from 8 to 9 in the morning for an American person, right? So that person's going to be at work from 9 to 5 or whatever, but to 8 to 9, that VA has an appointment with the person, the business person. And then that person gives them 1 or 2 tasks to begin with to see if they follow through, and keep repeating that. Because for me, I haven't accomplished it. I've had to become flexible and adaptable to my Pakistan crew. And so then I'm like, okay, I can't really count on this. So I'm not going to put them forward, right, for other people until we get a system. And so now my son has systematized it in a little stronger way, but he's like, we laugh a lot about it, and he loves the guys. It's not like we haven't built a family. It's a deep relationship now. We've had a couple for 6 months and 1 for a year. So now we've built this relationship, right? So now the relationship is building. Like when we did the 48-hour, Earth Day, even my son disappeared. I was the only one left. And I stayed. So this is where, where does commitment lie in a human being? And I think this is where this deeper practice, if you did it very simple, like even a half hour, even the 30-minute slot, and do a very simple, like, I don't know.
I don't understand.
So if I was going to hire one of your VAs, I'd say, okay, Rehan, give me somebody for a half hour in the morning, and I will give them a task, and I want them to complete it by the next day, and I'll call them that same half hour. Like, build a rhythm.
That's up to you.
Right.
I mean, I'm giving you them for 8 hours a day. You can decide the time, and if they don't show up, you fire them. Very simple.
Yeah.
If they don't perform, you fire them. It's simple. But so, I mean, I'm totally game with that.
Yeah. So you're saying 8 hours a day from one person.
5 days a week.
Wow.
You for $100 a month.
Mm.
And you imagine you're just giving them 4 hours a day work. You don't have to think there's working 8 hours. Okay, fine. Even if they don't work, I mean, it's $3 a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even if you pay them like $6 a day,
Mm-hmm.
it's like 35 cents an hour.
Well, let's try to do something. I'll definitely work with my other business. I've got a businesswoman that I'll run this by, and I'll talk to the other VA, and let's see if we can put something in place here on our end in the United States to be able to start ramping this up for you. I'm totally game for it, and
I will give you people for free for 3 days.
okay.
So you decide, you run an email, just like I sent you a message. I will draft a nice message, or you can draft a nice message saying that, look, I have this company I'm working with. They are trying to get jobs overseas, and they're giving virtual assistants who can do mediocre, small little tasks for you online, anything you want to get done online. They can do your QuickBooks, they can do your Facebook, they can do your StreamYard, they can do your Zoom meeting, they can be your assistant while you're doing a Zoom meeting. I mean, anything which can be clocked, like task number 1, no thinking required. No, anything where you think is thinking, it becomes expensive. The moment you hire somebody who can think for himself, it's expensive. So that's something which you need to understand. Anybody who thinks will not work for $100, or he is really, really, really in need right now. So he will not stay for a long time. So which means that we need to ramp up our prices to at least $200 a month. $200 a month is decent salary here. So which doesn't make a huge difference back in the US. But here it makes a huge difference. It's double for them. But the point is that what I want to do is I want to experiment a lot here. I have never done this. People have not done this. No, I haven't seen a single website doing this right now where they offer cross country employees. You don't have to pay their insurance. You don't have to get sued by them. You don't have to worry about anything. You can
Hey, this was one of our serious talks, though. Adam and I talked about the pay because he was worried. He's a LLC. I'm a doing business as, and now I'm under his LLC. So and plus I have the nonprofit. So both of these ideas are exciting. So I'll give you 5 women. I'll try to get on my call. Let me think.
No, my idea here is, Lynn, I would love to take your friends. However, I want you to see how you can make money from this. Mm-hmm. You and I have good understanding of each other for years. Mm-hmm. I can not show up in front of a person who's brand new and explain all these nuances to them. I can to you.
Yeah.
And I want you to make money on it. So help us make $200 per month per person. Get 10 people placed, that $2,000 a month for you, just for 10 people. And you don't have to do anything, just get them placed. And hire a VA for yourself who will manage everything for you. I mean, this is like a lottery ticket, dude. I mean, this is weirdly too good to be true deal.
Yeah, it is, and it is. I hear you. I mean,
it's everything is how you execute it, right?
Mm-hmm. But it's a humanitarian reach for me. So for me, the incentive has to be there as well. Fiverr doesn't pay the guys anything. They take too much money from the guys.
They don't.
They do.
How much money do they take?
I think the guys were saying like
10%.
I think it's more than that.
Well, let's Google how much Fiverr charge. If Fiverr charges you processing fee of $1 per purchase of up to $20, they charge 5% of the total orders, more than 20%. So they charge 5%. What's the big deal with that? I'm charging 10%.
Oh, I thought they charged more. From what my guys said, they charge more.
Okay, Fiverr charges 20% of your earning. Suppose you earn $5, Fiverr will take $1. That's fine. It's just a $5 amount. So it's a very small ticket item. They have to do so much work behind it.
In 3 weeks. I'm pressed.
Oh.
So give me just a little time, and I would love to
think about it. I want you to think of it as a business proposal. I'm offering you a business proposal. I'm saying email, ask them how, if I hire you a nice VA with a supervisor in place, how much are you willing to pay per month?
Okay.
And what are the tasks you want them to do? If you get for $500, if you get for $1,000, I mean, what's the average salary in your area? $200,000 a year? $150,000 a year?
Mid is that. 70,000 is really the lower end, right?
Right. So if some, a programmer, you can't. Right. So ask them if you can do anything literally for 8 hours a day. But as long as you can explain them on one pager, what are those tasks step by step? Anything beyond one pager is too complicated.
Okay.
Say 500, they say 1,000. I mean, I can help you hire really good staff. I had no clue that there would be so many people showing up. I have a guy there are so many chartered accountants saying, I have, you can't buy work at Fiverr. They quit very quickly because Fiverr requires a few months to get some money from you. You don't know how those, so they can't understand because they have no clue.
Adam wanted to break it like this: 35 hours a week. Sorry.
Write it on one paper. Step 1, step 2, step 3. I will hire those people for you for $200 a month, and I will get you a nanny on top of them.
A nanny on top of them.
Yeah, because they need a nanny. Very simple. They need somebody to do the way it is. I just don't know why, but it is. It's just. I
Well,
have two or three people who work. Where is the work?
I
Hello.
I know. I get it too. But I think this is where, if you're bringing, you should listen to my talk earlier.
What's incentive idea? Okay, look, go to the website. This is the only three things you find about this person. Number 1, what are the 3 skills you have? That's it. No more than 3 skills. If you don't have that skill, click here to do a online course free in 1 hour and learn that skill. Because I'm breaking the tasks. I will have just like Fiverr, I will have small little tasks. I don't want them to be very smart people. These are people who have never worked online. These are people who have never done this before. So I want it to be very simple. Number 2, this person for $100, that's awesome. That's amazing. Number 3, what would you do if you had $1 million in your bank account? That's the question. That's the only question I asked them. And I'm trying to make it an app like this for like Tinder. So you go like this, you hire people like this. What are their passion? What's his passion? What is passion? Look at the face. And because face tells you so much information.
Yeah.
And then, I went ahead and tried to hire like 20 people myself, just looking at their passions. Oh my God, this guy is passionate about this? Seriously? Wow. Okay, let's hire him. Let's have given the work. But this.
Exactly. This is it.
So they need a nanny on top.
But listen, the passion, you have to go one more step. Okay. So the passion has to be turned into giving them the incentive. So now we have people with passion. We're going to build a separate website for you. So every time you're involved with us, then we're creating jobs for you independently. So they have their own passion growing energetically. This is what I do.
I don't know.
So excited.
What I will do is do this with me for 3-4 months. Help me put in a few hundred people.
Excited about a lot of different things where we've got incentives. So it'll be fun. I would love to do this with you, but give me till March 22nd. I graduate then.
March 22nd, it's over.
You have to let me graduate. I have 5 papers to write. Come on, I'm graduating after
March or May?
May. Sorry.
Why don't you hire a VA who can write your papers for you?
No. Not even close. I wouldn't even come close right now. We had one to try to start writing some documents. He's off somewhere and he's writing documents and he's not even talking. So then I'm trying to pull him back. No, can we pull back? Let's pull back here a few minutes. So pulling back a little bit to try to, just create what we've got going. It's very fun to see Torch grow and the expansion. And I'm very proud that we have 3 Pakistan friends. We've paid them double what they were making in Pakistan in the last 6 months. So they're very lucky. And I think that we've made a huge impact, So let's make the next phase. Let's do the next phase. So I'll get Adam on board. I'll tell him what you're going to do. You can have a conversation with him, but we'll try to get people employed. Okay?
Alrighty.
I think one of the areas that I want to ask you, what is the internet doing now with, that's our biggest issue too. The guys keep saying, oh, we don't have internet. We don't have internet. We don't have internet.
That's a good excuse.
That's what I think. I think the same thing.
That's an excuse.
Yep. And it's really
you give them notice, then you fire them. That's what. Look, listen. Here's what you will do. For even if you don't hire from me, let me teach you how to hire people from our country.
Good.
Okay. What is one thing which we have? People, right? If you make a post right now on your Facebook, I'm looking to hire a VA. I will pay you $200 a month. How many people will apply? Probably 200, right? Okay, so what you do is, suppose you want to hire someone who can draw this picture. Okay, so you go on Udemy, or you go on in front of your camera and you start recording a course on how to draw a picture. Okay, and you have now 1 hour course on udemy.com for free, and then you teach them how to exactly draw the picture you want.
Okay.
Okay? If they graduate, they should be able to know how to draw this picture.
Got it.
Okay? Now, all those 200 people who applied for the job, you send them the link. Here you go and do this course, and then come back to me telling me you have done it. I will tell you, out of 210 will show up.
I bet even less, maybe.
Okay, fine, 5 will show up. But now you don't have to go through this hectic process of asking everyone, can you do this? Can you do this? The interview process is gone.
Yeah.
Can you deliver? If you can deliver, you're hired. If you cannot deliver, I don't need you.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
is how. Now, if the 200 people are serious, okay, after the 200 people, now you had 5 people left who did the course. Now, instead of having one option, you have 5 options to hire, right? So you hire the best or the second best, because sometimes best is difficult to hire or expensive. And then you have 4 people in backup all the time. So if this guy runs away, you have this guy, you have this guy, you have this guy who knows exactly how to draw a picture. Very simple process, McDonald's process, Subway process. It's a process. It's like factory process of Henry Ford, nothing more. So but you're teaching everything. So everything in your business, everything in Torch, everything in your organization needs to be taught on Udemy or something like that, where people can go and say, I have learned this process. Now please hire me. If they say they've done it, they should be able to do it, right? So, but why it's working now? Why is it working? I have had this in my head for many years. It's not something just I came up with, and I've been doing this. But now what has happened? I used to have 5 people show up, and nobody would complete the task, right? But my God, he's like worth, and he's working for $250 a month, or no, $25,000, $150 a month, or $175 a month. This is how we hired. She came up to me and said, I told her, we need to hire you an assistant so that you can grow. Otherwise, you will not be able to scale. It doesn't work without a VA. You don't have all those things which you need. So I wanted to have somebody who can maybe do a website. Everybody says, oh, I can do a website. Everybody will say, oh, I can do everything. I am magician. No problem. But then, so I gave a video. She showed me a video. It was 16 minutes or 12 minutes long. And I said, anybody who just posted that anybody who can translate this video into Urdu, do a voiceover, edit it, I will hire you. Somebody did it in 12 hours. And 2 other people did it in after 2 days. But at least we found 3 people. I thought there will be 0. I just wanted to experiment so that if it doesn't even work. And it did. So this process we're discussing was never possible before. But now the pool is so big because you have access to me. If I make a job post and say, hey, go through this course, go through this course, go through this course. If you do this course, you're hired. Very simple. Done. I mean, how difficult is that? And that is what was missing in training these people, in doing all this. And people, it's a fantastic thing. It's just that they're just anxious because they've never done this before.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Good. We're on board.
So the same thing, if you have problems in hiring, even if you don't hire people without...
No, I want to go through. I'm okay with that, but Torch Tech is going to be its own independent consciousness because we need Torch Tech people, because we need people for positions now. So, our biggest thing, I've had 5 teams for a website, 5 out of Pakistan. None of them showed up.
But it's I have been looking for website teams for 10 years, never showed up. I mean, come on.
Never.
They're just I don't want to say it. It's just it is what it is, right? You can't do anything. We have 5 fingers. We can't do anything about it.
Adam made a systematic website. Now we've got a couple guys that can really ramp it up. Now I'm doing it myself. I surrender. So now we're making simple websites, right? But my torch one, the last one, totally blew out my torch website. It's gone. I don't even have a torch website because he was so rude to us.
I had a guy who I hired. He deleted 85 websites of mine.
Oh my gosh. You've got to be kidding.
No.
Oh.
I have had another guy.
I call it spicy Pakistan. Did you hear my new term for Pakistan? Spicy Pakistan.
And I had another guy who worked for me for 2 years, made tutorials for 2 years like this, and he deleted everything before he left.
Oh my gosh, cut it out.
It's
this is spicy Pakistan. That's my term for Pakistan. When I left Pakistan, I showed up and Usman we were in Usman's office and we were there, and Saeed actually did a whole video on spicy Pakistan because he said we should be ashamed of ourselves, you know.
There's no point. We will never be ashamed of ourselves. We are too proud. I'm sorry.
No, it's because you have a culture within the culture. You know, the hospitality of Pakistan is beyond the beyond. So then you've got the hospitality. So there's a comfort level. If they don't show up, there's still comfort at home. And we don't have that in America. So this is why I said Pakistan needs to stay Pakistan. You know, you can't become American people. I don't want Pakistan people to become American. You're going to lose the culture.
In my company, but people were not even doing courses. I put their courses online. They would still not come and do the courses. Now we have found another system to make them do the courses. So now I'm constantly refining, right? I don't give up, right? I just try and try.
I got it.
So now I have a very good system where I have a nanny sit on their head. So watch the video. Okay. He's just sitting there doing nothing. Okay, you've done the video. Okay, so what did you understand from the video? Out of 10 people, 2 will say, I don't understand anything. Okay, let's watch again. Keep watching till they say, I understand. And it's a 3-minute video, which takes an hour to get it down. But it's okay. I mean, it doesn't cost me a dime and or a few dimes, but it's if I can get this right, I believe in creating funnels, and just like sales funnel, I'm going to try to create a hiring funnel where because of this funnel, people will get trained so quickly they wouldn't even realize they're trained. Just like the 500 Friend Project, they don't even realize what happened to them. It just hit them. You know, like Lynn Chittick falls in love with Pakistan just because she made 500 Pakistani friends.
I know. It was my homeland. It's definitely. I'm going to move to Chitral. I know you said no, but I want to have an office in Karachi by October if this COVID gets lost, because we have a school.
I think if this stays a year, it wouldn't matter where on the planet you have an office, as long as you have the internet. And hopefully, in the next few months, they're saying that Elon Musk's internet will be launched. So we wouldn't really doesn't matter where we are anymore. So we will have a global internet with the similar bandwidth.
Beautiful.
You can sit on Chitral, you can go on Mount Everest. It doesn't really matter where you are.
Yeah. I want to move up to Chitral and get the farm program going. And then Amir he followed my direction. Amir, with the organic farm in Chakwal. Chakwal? Yes, Chakwal. Amir, you sent me to him. He was using genetically modified seeds. So I said, no, you can't use genetically modified seed. But he's really interested in kids. And I said, why don't you start a farm school? So he just accomplished that. He started a farm school. So now kids from schools in Pakistan can go there and learn about farming, right? So
here's another project which I'm working on, or I want to do. I want these people who don't have any land or any houses, and they are hard worker. So we have to again create the funnel if they're really talking or they're just anyway. So I want to give them 2 acres of land, which costs $2,000 to $3,000, and I would charge them $20 or dollars a month, like a mortgage, and sell it to them. But before I sell it to them, they have to go through a farming training program. How to raise
Good.
chickens, how to
Okay.
raise goats, how to farm. And
Good.
then if we do it, then we give them the land. And if they don't work, we send them back. We kick them out, and the land belongs to back to us. So
Good.
something like that.
Good.
We have 60% of our country is empty, just like the US. Most of the space in the US is empty.
I know.
In our country, also 60% is empty. So they're living in huts and nothing. So why can't we make them landlords and
Yeah.
give
Well,
two
I've
acres?
got a good project too with that project. So we can do some import export. I've got one project going really nicely with the oil company. So we'll work. I want to work with you. I do. I don't have the technology skills, and so I've got the ideas and I've got the brainstorming to now. I feel like I can make an impact now with my friends from Pakistan, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the heart of Pakistan, becoming strong enough in themselves. And, I think your ideas are great. You always know that, but
Ideas don't happen on their own. It takes a good team, and it's just. And
yeah,
I'm the laziest guy of the team, so I
yeah.
don't.
I work really I work too much and I got really sick. I just had COVID. I'm getting my second test on Monday.
Oh,
So
congrats.
let's hope it's like now I can go to New York and make big money as a nurse.
Ah,
So
cool.
I might fly out. Yeah, once Oriya goes off to college, she's going in August. So her brother just bought a house in Colorado. So that's exciting. And Adam and my other son Theo are both working together with business. So they'll put people to work. I'll get them both engaged.
But look, you have this massive human resource available now.
Hmm.
We can. I told you how to train them. We can train them, mass training, and then funnel them through this thing. We
Okay.
have also got another guy, Zia Khan. You can interview him and his team.
Okay.
Uh, and he is training hundreds of thousands of people in software engineering.
Excellent.
So English is not phenomenal, but they know software engineering. The quality would not be phenomenal. But again, if you create a testing process like I just explained,
Yeah.
uh, then you can force them to, you know, to
Well,
do that.
Usman's office was very interesting because I think how he split his office up, and then I talked to them as a whole group. I said, "Are you supporting each other in the office? Because they're just doing their independent work." I said, "How are you supporting each other to get the jobs done?" So then I made a video about that, and then they did you see that video?
I don't remember. You talk too much. I don't watch all your videos. I'm sorry.
Same. So anyway, I think this is a good idea of what I want to see if they've worked better since then. I don't know. But Usman came here and he said the same thing. I can't get my guys to work, you know, and he keeps them in a very
Nobody,
small office. And it's,
no, nobody can get this country to work. It's very hard.
why do you think? What's your main thought?
I have no clue. We have weird flaws. We have flaws like not showing up to work, um, miscommitting people out of respect. What kind of weird challenge is that to overcome, right? So they're lying because they respect you.
Yeah, I know. This
What does
is
that
big
even
in
mean?
my team. Yeah, this is big in my team.
So how do you fix that? I mean,
Yeah,
it's weird. It's a cultural thing. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
I have it in my own family. My son can't talk to me because he respects me too much. What is that even supposed to mean? How do you fix that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My staff cannot talk to me because, oh, you're like our dad. We can't talk to you. Well, how am I supposed to work with you then?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
I,
challenging. All right, let's do it.
I,
Okay.
still- I think breaking it down into processes is probably the way.
Mm.
Anyways, one big thing before you can go, if you have time, is tell me talk is cheap. I understand what it means, but I've never asked anyone what does it mean. So can you explain to me what does it mean?
Talk is cheap. It's one area that if you're speaking your word, you want to hold your word, right? And nobody holds their word. There's no honesty. So where does honesty and trust come? There's a great, I'll send you this guy. I just saw him. And the other thing is the gifting society. You know, how do we gift to each other? But I think what chalk is cheap because people say things, but they don't follow through. You know, they don't follow through. So why don't they follow through? Why did they even say yes? Why aren't they able to say no? It's a humility. It's about being humble. You have to learn humility in order to speak your word and your truth.
What is humility to you? What does it mean?
I think for me, the gift of humility is that deeper part of compassion for self. So you can really, really open yourself to making mistakes. You're human. You know, if you can make a mistake and say, boy, I just did it. There's a great Sufi song called, even though I've broken my vows 1,000 times, come again. You know, we break our vows all the time. We're human. But if you have the humble heart to speak it, then you get more honest with yourself over and over. Right? You have to get more honest with yourself.
Connie Kirk.
Here's a friend that will take I'll get her to get a VA. We're doing you know what, you should really, really import the oils. You should really import the oils with me. They're really important for right now to get rid of the flu. So this is one thing I want you to do.
I'm not interested, but I'm sure somebody will.
Okay. Talk is cheap.
What does that mean? I don't want to say yes and not do it.
You were talking about your health last week, so I want to help you. So let's talk health another time. But thank you so much. I'm gonna go because I have books. You see my books? You see my books? This is what my couch looks like the last couple weeks of school.
I can't find your song. Tell me again.
My what?
The song Come Again.
Oh, even though I've broken my vows 1,000 times, come again.
Come, whoever you are. Even
though you've broken your vows 1,000 times. You'll find it maybe in the Sufi circles. It would be from Universal Peace Dances with Hanayat Khan.
Can you search it? It doesn't come on YouTube.
Okay, I think this is it. I'll send you the link.
All right. Thank you so much, Lynn.
Have a fun day. Have a fun time today. You're always amazing.
Good night.
You're always journeying. Thank you for giving love.
Thank you.
Yeah, you give love to a lot. Thank you, brother. Allah Hafiz.
Allah.